a lot of news about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's price just blowing up to its all-time high just now. I saw it at 107,000 as of the recording of this video live. Hashtag what country you are watching this from down below. I am coming from Thailand. I've got a story about the Thailand prime minister, actually the former prime minister, which now the current prime minister is his son, warning people about the price, the coming future price about Bitcoin. Very important. Let's go over this story. And then I've got a special guest, an author of a best-selling book on Bitcoin. I want to talk to him. We're going to go back and forth, and this should be pretty exciting. As you see Bitcoin come up, I expect it to go well in near $120,000 soon. One of my partners, Crypto Joe, said this 6 months ago that by January 1st, you will see $120,000. Check this story out. Out of News BTC, Bitcoin daily Bollinger Bands expand. Why Bitcoin price could rise to 120K as early as next week. Just, you know, all of our students and a lot of our subscribers have already seen this and been ready for this for the last year. It says, according to Tony Servento, a crypto analyst on X, the Bitcoin price could surge significantly to 120K by next week. The analyst has grounded his bullish projection on Bitcoin's daily Bollinger Bands, highlighting that these indicators are expanding while BTC displays a similar price action observed in 2023. Let me ask you this. Do you believe, what day do you think, your best guess, that Bitcoin will hit 120K USD? Put it down below. I'm curious which one of you are going to be right. I believe we're going to see 120K by, drum roll, this is my prediction, Christmas. This is going to be a Christmas surprise, 120K Bitcoin. That's just my guess. Let's dive into the next story. Bitcoin may hit. Now, this is from the former Thai prime minister, okay? Well, I'm in town, right now I'm in Bangkok. Amazing country. The people are so amazingly kind. I'm not joking. It's one of the most humbling experiences I've ever been around. I've never seen a group of people that are so kind, so reverent, so nice. It just blows me away. So if you have a chance to come here to Thailand, please do. It's amazing. And the food ain't bad either. All right. Former Thai prime minister says that Bitcoin may hit $850,000. Do you agree with him? Type yes or no down below. Now think about this. You have the leaders of countries that are coming out and not only saying, I'm behind Bitcoin, I own Bitcoin, or I'm buying Bitcoin, our country should buy Bitcoin, and now the citizens really need to figure this out. Think about this. It says here, Chinese cryptocurrency journalist, blogger Colin Wu spreads the word about positive Bitcoin-related changes. He wrote about this. He says, the former prime minister of the country, and I don't want to butcher his name, Shinawatra, has made an ultra bullish Bitcoin price prediction. He says Bitcoin will reach $850,000. Shinawatra, hopefully, sorry for totally butchering names, who is not only the former prime minister of Thailand, but his son is currently occupying this position. Per Wu's tweet, Shinawatra said that his friends expect Bitcoin to skyrocket as high as $850,000 in the future. He also believes that it is important to raise Bitcoin awareness among the population. Therefore, an order has been issued to set up a sandbox that would allow BTC to be used for payments in this country. This is absolutely phenomenal news for the people in Thailand. Matter of fact, a lot of people follow this channel and Neil's channel. We'll probably talk about that later. We're running into people that recognize us in this country. It's absolutely incredible. As I bring on my buddy, I want to talk, let you guys know, if you want some exposure to crypto, you want to learn the basics, I'm going to put an 8-hour link. Is it an 8-hour link, you said? 8-hour link to the sales course. Dylan, why don't you jump on in here real quick? This is Dylan Bradley. Dylan is the author of the Bitcoin Accelerator. Yep. That's a book for beginners and for business people, right?
Yes. Yeah. That book teaches you, if you're a beginner, the basics, right? The fundamentals. Like I talk about education, where to buy, how to send it, and how to secure it. Those 3 pillars. And it teaches you how to, if you know those things, how you can help other people, because education is the key to understanding this and the key to adoption.
Yeah. Now, both of us, we didn't have did you have a course on it like when you started?
No, I'd figure out on my own.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So it's the wild, wild west, right? And that's the thing. A lot of people are paying other people, like financial advisors, a lot of money to take care of all this stuff. I see I don't want to throw out any certain names. They spend a lot of money with these services where you could do all of this. So Dylan put together the Bitcoin Accelerator course, the XRP and Bitcoin Accelerator 101 course. That's the one that's on sale along with Crypto Trader Pro, all that stuff if you guys want it.
Yep.
But the reason why we wanted to talk to you today about this is because we've got stories like this. World leaders are coming out everywhere. What do you think about this?
Man, I think even with just the United States, with Trump hinting at there might be a Bitcoin reserve in the United States, other countries that were on the fence or have thought about this have to start scrambling to figure out how they could potentially buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Because just the hint that the United States might allocate capital towards this asset, other countries don't want to be left behind.
That, and I think it's way more than a hint, because we've obviously seen the bill is brought out. It's got sponsors. We've seen him say, I like this idea.
Yeah.
He can push this through executive order.
Yep.
I guess who would argue with him at that point? I mean, there's going to be people that argue.
Yeah.
Right, with Trump.
Yeah, detractors and everything. Right?
Yeah. But the truth is, you know, it's funny. There are a lot of people in the government that own Bitcoin. To me, it would almost be a no-brainer knowing that it's going to go up if this happens.
Yeah.
Who would fight him?
Yeah. Well, and all the on-ramps have been built.
Yeah.
I mean, this started, it was MicroStrategy like 4 years ago.
Yep.
Now they're one of the hottest companies that you can, you know, that you can check out. One of the hottest stocks out there because they're Bitcoin strategy. And since this is the last cycle, those past 4 years, more and more on-ramps have been built. More and more dominoes have been knocked down to allow big money, big capital to get involved with Bitcoin. So it's only a matter of time and things continue on the trend they're going.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. See, and really, when Grayscale started this, you know, that wasn't a real open, you know, ETF aggressive. I mean, they were buying, but there was no redemptions, right? When the ETF started last January, that's when Dylan and I got together and we said, hey, we need to show people that that's going to blow up. Bitcoin's going to blow up. But then how do you get opportunities through those? And let me real quick, you'll be able to let them know when it comes out. But there are cryptos that we are looking at right now that we want to see explosive gains in, right? Because we invest primarily in the top 25 to 50 projects as far as coin market cap. Because the bigger the market cap, the less fluctuations, right? But there are a couple gems out there. And what we're trying to do is identify those next 20, 50 baggers, right? Or you could lose all your money. I'm going to be honest with you. We have identified one. We're studying it like crazy. We're about to produce a video showing all of the tentacles this company may have in the banking system. And so we're putting together a video. When should that be out, do you think?
In the next couple of days.
In the next couple of days?
Yeah, it's in the newsletter. It's going to be in the newsletter.
Okay. And so not only are we going to put out, so everyone that has the newsletter, if you want, it's free to sign up. There's a link down below. But again, very speculative stuff, right? Yeah. Because when we started, I remember doing ICOs and talk about speculation. Some of those projects are completely dead. I lost all my money. Others, they're up 100x. Some are even more than that, which is exciting, right? And so I'm only allotting 1% of my entire portfolio size into this one project, right? As we try and figure this out, because there's like a veil of secrecy around this company. So if you want that, go check it out. And we're also going to be pushing out to will we have it for like 3 or 4 days? We can run it at the bottom of the newsletter.
It's going to be in the newsletter because we don't want to like mess with the project or mess with the public price or anything like that. And it's only for subscribers for the newsletter. It'll be at the bottom there'll be a section that's a call out there. You
see, what we're trying to do is not, this project has no news except for a long time ago. I'm telling you, there's a way of figuring this out. And we've got a infographic that's clickable. So we're going to put that into the newsletter as well. So you can do all of your own due diligence and see what we're seeing. Because there's nobody on YouTube covering this. The only people that are some really small accounts that are like stock traders. So we do not want to affect this price. Because if it is what I think it is, I mean, I'd be excited.
It's an understatement.
It might not be. All right. So what else are you seeing? Because you've authored the book. You've got you do coaching calls and all that kind of stuff. But what are you seeing right now as people's problems, their roadblocks getting into crypto?
Man, there's so much news and so much happening so fast. It's really easy for someone who is not in the space, that doesn't understand the fundamentals, to feel overwhelmed and want to rush into the space. And that's like one of the biggest mistakes that you can make.
You know, what about the bots? This video will be completely covered in bots, talking about the Trump now like not wanting to buy Bitcoin, wanting to buy some other token that's a total scam. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what to pay attention to and what not to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And that makes you a perfect target for all the scammers, the hackers, and con artists out there, which is no good.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that we do teach in the course is just how to take a step back, how to slow down, what the important things are, and how to spot a scam. Because I've received emails of customers being like, is this you responding to a comment? Is this you that gave me your phone number? And it's never us.
Exactly. Yeah. They're stealing. They say they've got my personal phone number. It's a scam. It's set up for a call center. There's so much going on in this space. And that's why at the same time, like this project we're talking about that we want to show you guys, but we've got to do it very carefully. A group of people are covering their tracks. They don't want attention. And these big crypto plays, the really big ones that are being set up by banks and institutions, they don't like the limelight, but they've got to be, that's what's funny about the blockchain.
Yeah.
They've got to be attached to a blockchain at a certain point because they've got to show the functionality, how it works. So when they're trying to bring investors on and bring clients on, right? Like bigger institutions, other banking industries, things like that, they have to beta test it, but they want to do it in a way where it keeps it very quiet, very chill, because they don't want any press on it.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, I've got links to old press articles showing what this could be. I don't want to say too much. And so I'm bringing on another YouTuber that actually started a YouTube channel from following this YouTube channel, and started it when the channel was very young. And I think he's going to be able to shed some light on a lot of stuff. So what else do you want to add?
Well, I know we're talking about these projects and these ones that we're looking at, how to analyze tokens and all that kind of stuff. And if that sounds exciting to you, you need to take the time now to get educated on the fundamentals, to get set up so that you can be prepared. And so you can take advantage of these opportunities when you see things. So you know what type of research to do, and you know how to do that. That's key. And unfortunately, like, I wish I could just take all the information, all the things I know, and just push it into your mind right now. But it takes time to learn these things. You actually have to do the work and do the reps to understand these things. But if you start today, right, you'll be good to go here in a couple days, couple weeks, depending on how fast of a learner you are.
Yeah, totally. And hey, real quick, while we're in Thailand, we're here for a little bit longer. Don't feel embarrassed to come say hi. I've seen comments. Literally, we just saw a comment on Neil McCoy Ward's channel where they said, I just saw the ninja. I look up, I see the hair, I look down, I look back, and I'm gone. Well, I'm a ninja. So we're at the Grand Palace. So feel free to say hi. But yeah, catch up. I'm pretty big, but I'm a lot faster than you think. I can't say enough good about, like, think about this. A prime minister, a former prime minister, yet his son is the current prime minister, telling his citizens, hey, I think Bitcoin's going to be 850K. That's actually a warning. Why would you consider that a warning to the people?
It's just a hint that maybe you should look at this thing.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe you should go before we actually publicly announce something.
Exactly. And Thailand just had a Bitcoin conference in 2024. They're moving towards BRICS, it looks like, not full applicants right now, it looks like, but they're considering, and why shouldn't they consider it, right? Yeah. This is a massive move, and leaders are trying really carefully to say, hey, they know that not only is it important for them to own it as leaders, the government to own it, but if the people own it and it's something that's going up in value, the country becomes wealthy because there's more money to spend.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing about something like Bitcoin is there are only 21 million coins.
Yep.
So you can never be diluted. If you hypothetically own one coin, you will always, now and forever, own 1/21 millionth of the network.
Yep.
So the value goes up instead of that money being taken from you. Like if you own fiat and they just print more dollars, you don't get those more dollars.
Totally.
But with Bitcoin, you have that share of the network, which is an amazing thing. So it really empowers people in places like Thailand and the rest of the world if you can get in before the governments do that. Yeah.
Now you think about it. We talk about Bitcoin. It's the gold standard, right? That's what we look at it as, because it's the most important. I think that you get the some exposure to, not throw all your money into it, but get used to it, because the gains that are already being made in the altcoins are more impressive. But there's so many scams. You've got to learn with the basics, and that's why you put together the Bitcoin Accelerator course. Just basics. What kind of reviews are you getting? I mean, dude.
I had said someone on the comment said it was a great course.
Yeah.
Right? And I get people emailing me saying, I got it for the first time, right? I bought some and I got it in cold storage and self-custody for the first time. People who've had their crypto or Bitcoin on exchanges now understand how to set up a cold wallet and how to do that safely and securely.
One, talk about, if you want to stake something, the importance of knowing how to take the stuff off the exchange. Right? Think about this. many people don't understand that you can get yield from your crypto, right? Specific cryptos for liquidity pools and things like that. Well, if you go do it on exchange, they take a lot of that money. I don't like that. I like more money. Do me a favor, type 10 if you like more money. I'm probably gonna do a lot of 10s. Yeah. Where's the typer? The numbers. But my point being is that to learn how to keep it on a cold storage device, hold your private keys, and then stake it through a smart contract on a mainnet. That is very important and very valuable to know that because you're getting more yield and you're still retaining control of your cryptocurrency. It's locked up into a smart contract until it's null and void.
Yeah.
This is incredible. I saw somebody emailed me the other day, said, I took the course. I now have all my XRP on a Trezor device. Thank you so much, because they have that peace of mind.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Exactly. Yeah. And they are their own bank at that point in time.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have to ask anyone's permission to get access to their money, to their asset, to their resources. And that's a very empowering thing for people.
Now, another thing I notice, and many of you are not involved. Do me a favor, type no crypto if you don't own any crypto. There's no judgment here. I'm going to say something I think is going to change your life. And I think Dylan can respond to this too, because it's the same with me. We all got in at different times, right? I got in January of 2017, December of 2016, around that time. We're all in different phases. We've all put different amounts of money in, right? But I'll tell you this is the exact same thing we all have in common. There's a point, and it came pretty quick after you purchased your first Bitcoin and you pulled it off the exchange, and then you transferred it into something else and you got like an ICO or something like that. All of a sudden this light bulb went off and you're like, life has changed. Like, oh my gosh, this is big. It's completely counteractive to, or for lack of better terms, to the legacy financial system. 24 hours a day trading, 7 days a week. It is a game changer. And what happens is your life changes. You became an author.
I did.
Yeah, I mean, in pretty short order, from buying your first Bitcoin to successfully selling a best-selling book in it. How long do you think that was?
It was within a year. I had published a couple books before. But I went from helping people in the space with their marketing to then just diving down the rabbit hole. I'm like, this is something that I can't afford to pass up. I can't afford not to know these things. And I just 24/7, just was studying this stuff, listening to YouTube videos, reading all the books on it, just figuring out how this stuff works.
And you see, he went from author, and me and him got together and started working together, and now he builds a course and teaches people. And this is the coolest thing. We don't fake our reviews. Our reviews are the comment sections of these videos. Just scroll through and you can see comments of people saying what they think about the course. We don't put any of that stuff on the Teachable.
We don't use testimonials very much in our marketing. We probably should, but I don't think we need to.
I just feel like they're fake. I mean, we wouldn't fake them, but what I'm saying is I see other people and I'm like, there's no way those are real. I've seen other people's courses. And with Joe's also a professional teacher. Well, he actually got laid off. Isn't that incredible? When we're talking about all these layoffs that are happening, I've been warning you all this stuff. I got together with Joe too, and the month and a half after we released Crypto Trader Pro, and it was selling like gangbusters. People were signing up for his monthly coaching calls. His life was changed forever. Because now he was a professional teacher. He has a group of people, adults, that are hungry for information. It's like he's constantly going to school trying to pull things out of kids, where now he's got a bunch of adult kids just like, oh my gosh, and it's changing their lives. And matter of fact, I don't know, Doug's probably asleep right now. Hey, everybody, say hi to Doug real quick. Dougie, are you here? Our moderator, Doug. He's on. Neil's awake.
We saw Neil.
Neil's awake. I don't know how Carlos is. Hey, real quick, can everyone say a prayer for Carlos just right now? He's going through a lot of stuff, and I was praying for him this morning, and I thought about it. Let's get the power of like 10,000 people praying for him. But Doug has dove in, and now he's got the money to pay off his house.
Which is incredible.
And so I want to see your life changed. I'm not telling you to go dive all in, but I'm telling you right now to what do you suggest?
You have to do the research, and you have to take action, and you have to be okay being a little bit uncertain and a little uncomfortable, because you're learning something new, and that's with anything you learn new. And you have to make a commitment that you're going to figure this out no matter what. And if you do that, that's when you find success, right? And if you don't do that, that's when you're on the sidelines sitting back being like, I wish I would have. And we don't want that for you.
My wife left for work one day in 2017, and I was sitting at the desk. I had this hard wooden chair because we didn't have a lot of money and our chairs weren't very nice. And I'm sitting there. I'd bought a computer with a graphics card, an NVIDIA 1080, I think, the first 1080. And what are you doing? And I'm like, I am not getting off this chair until I learned how to mine. I got up twice to pee. And she came back like 7 hours later. She goes, "You're still there?" And I hadn't figured it out yet. It was in a few hours after that, everything lined up. I made a record. This was smart cash. This was the heyday. 21 grand in one day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was just, but that was when everything was taking off. I'm mining the right algorithms on the right days. I get enough, it's popping. I was excited.
Yeah.
Constantly converting. I was doing arbitrage from one exchange to the next. It was,
I heard you could do like almost get a full Bitcoin in a day going back and forth from the spread on different exchanges.
That's exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
And now think about this. Now you see a Bitcoin price of $107,000, and there are people out there that are like, they're all multimillionaires. And the thing is, a lot of people, I've seen people in the comments go, "Well, it must be nice, you got money." No, I didn't. I had nothing. I sold electric trains on garage sales. Nobody has an excuse. You can go out right now and go sell something out of your garage you haven't used for 5 years and go buy $50 worth of Bitcoin.
Yeah, or learn something and sell the knowledge helping people.
There you go.
Yeah, which is one of the things I teach in the book.
And so if we don't have a copy of the book, what's it called again?
It's the Bitcoin Business Accelerator.
That it is. Yeah. And a lot of people have businesses that should have some money allocated into crypto. My construction company, my consulting company, I had a mining company that had institutional trading accounts. The LLCs were all set up and worded that they can hold specific cryptocurrencies in their treasury. It's very important to have this.
Yeah.
I mean, people talk about, MicroStrategy and Grayscale and all these companies that are public now doing this. I have private companies that were doing it back in like 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone can do this.
Yeah, especially when you understand, the problem that we're all facing is just the rapid decrease in value, decline in value of the fiat dollar. You can't store your wealth in that, and it's only accelerating.
Yeah, and real quick, I'm going to do a shout out, and then I'm going to answer a question from Scott. If you want to join that newsletter, it's free. I don't sell your information. We only use the newsletter to push out daily content, so the algorithm doesn't want to share it. You guys can still get it, and a great synopsis of what's going on in the world and the economy. But we're going to send out a unlisted video in a couple days about a project we are looking at that I've already purchased. The price has not moved, thank heavens. We don't want it to move. We just want a lot of people to sort of think about this and start doing the research. We're going to show you the rabbit hole, okay? You could lose all your money in it, so don't buy any. But I'm just saying, I'm the risky one. All right, that's coming out in a couple days. Scott says, "Can I just buy Bitcoin, set it, and forget it?"
Yeah.
Why is that?
Like I said, if you buy Bitcoin, there's only 21 million coins, and so you will forever and always hold that percentage of whatever you bought of the network. So one Bitcoin is 1/21 millionth forever and always, and you never have to worry about being diluted. And it's grown over the past 10 years. I think an annual return of 49% or so every year for the past 10 years. And so for the majority of people who aren't invested in anything, right, just holding cash and just working paycheck to paycheck, allocating a little bit of money there and just holding it, you have done amazing over the past year.
Exactly. Now, people use the word rug pulled all the day, and they're completely wrong. This is what I'm going to tell you. The price of Bitcoin is doing this, right? But here's the thing. Over time, it's just like the housing market. It's doing this, which means there will be daily, monthly, yearly, and Bitcoin halving cycles that affect the US dollar price. However, over time, what happens is more people dive into the asset. The asset is becoming more scarce because people like Grayscale, all these companies are BlackRock, they're buying it and locking it up. You are experiencing right now what's happening in the real estate market the last 3 years. You're experiencing there is less Bitcoin available on the open market because they bought it, pulled it off because they know it's coming with the price. And now there's only a little bit out there, and we just went through a halvening, meaning that mining rewards have been cut completely in half last spring. And so, and we also go through a halvening to electricity price Bitcoin cycle as well. That's really easy to figure out the long-term cycles. Now, what is happening this year that has never happened in the history of Bitcoin is the creation of ETFs, meaning that your pension money is going into it. But you know what the really crappy news is? Really not going to affect your pension. You're not going to get rich from it. As a matter of fact, because they're using your pension money to buy it, they're charging you fees that you never see, and you're getting just a little bit just to make sure your pension isn't going to fail. Isn't that crazy? And it really makes me sad. This is something that has scared and intimidated governments forever. And the only reason, this is what really sucks that people don't get, the only reason the ETF's allowed is because the government wants to control Bitcoin. So what they do is they use all your money to buy up all the Bitcoin, then they regulate it to death and control it. And there's going to be a point where I believe that honestly, you won't be able to hold your own Bitcoin. Not that they're going to make it illegal to hold it.
Yeah.
They're just going to, they've got a choke point. They've got the on ramps and off ramps, right? An on ramp is you being able to take USD and go get on the Bitcoin freeway and buy it, right? The off ramp is for you to sell your Bitcoin and go into USD. I think what they're going to do is they're going to constrict the on ramps and off ramps at a certain point.
Yeah, I mean that's one lever they have to pull for sure. Yeah, and that would be if they want to gain more control of the market. That's what they're going to do, and they kind of are already trying with the KYC and AML processes, and they centralized exchanges and the regulation around those. They're doing it. Yeah. So check this out. There's going to be a lot of people go, well, then I don't want to buy it, Ninja. Well, guess what? Let's go look at America's wonderful neighbors to the north. Canada, eh? Now, we got a lot of people from Canada. Sorry, a little Strange Brew reference. I would have saved you some, but I was drowning. Stand by. It's not vodka. Strong water. But my point being is that it's just like Canada's guns. Guns are legal. Well, except for all those hundreds that Justin Trudeau just made it illegal so that they can send them to Ukraine. Sorry. But you can still get a gun there. You can just only get a certain type of gun. And to buy that gun, you're going to have to go through all these checks and all this identification. And you're going to have to pay all these fees. It's like buying a cigarette in California. So my point being is that they're going to make it harder and harder. And most people are just going to go, why buy a gun? Just like, well, why buy a Bitcoin? I'll just use the ETF. Yeah. But why is it going to be very important for you to hold your own Bitcoin? Well, because you don't have to ask anyone for permission for that.
That's right.
And that's like, it sounds simple, but all it takes is for them to flip a switch on your account or classify you as a undesirable. And next thing you know, you can't access all the wealth that you've put your whole life into.
That's right.
And so if you own the ETF, they can do that because the saying is not your keys, not your Bitcoin.
That's right.
So if you don't hold it, and then of course, just being able to move freely with your Bitcoin, you can do that if you hold it. If you don't hold that, again, you have to ask someone for permission.
Yeah. And see, my thing is being early to the game. I love being mocked. I'm not joking. I've over the years, I've made some big swings in money. And the only difference between me and someone else was I was there a little earlier, which means I got a better price. That's all it comes down to, right? Before a real estate bull market, crypto, real estate, stock bull market, any of those things, when you buy in low, then you get to sell high to the masses as they lose their minds. In this cycle, I foresee a $200,000 to $250,000 Bitcoin in this cycle. That's just me, no financial advice, but I'm looking at Bollinger Bands and the bands. Bollinger Bands are being pulled back because of the new president coming in and the ETFs, right? And quite frankly, an economic war. So I am going to be selling mine for silver. And I'm only saying this over and over again because no one on the internet is going to be able to deny. They're like, gosh darn, the economic ninja was the first person. That's the dude that's been saying he's going to do this, because you're going to see a bunch of people jump on this train in a little bit. They're going to finally figure it out and go, oh, yeah, I'm going to do it, because it's going to be clicky as all get out. But the truth is, that's what's going to take down the silver market. Is the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin's gonna explode. A bunch of Bitcoiners are actually precious metal people. That's not the, it's the opposite. There are a lot of precious metal people that hate crypto people, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, because they don't want to understand it.
They don't want to understand it.
Yeah.
They're lazy.
They're choosing not to because they've tied their identity into this belief about the superiority of precious metals, and anything that contradicts that or challenges that, they don't want to look at it. They're like, I'm just gonna ignore it. But it's kind of hard to ignore at $107,000 Bitcoin.
Well, and not only that, like the person that says, I don't blame him for it, but hey, can I just buy it? Like the Ron Popeil of Bitcoiners. Can I set it and forget it? Yeah, that's cool. But you're missing out on stupid money, because what happens when you don't set it and forget it and you actually go, all right, I'm going to learn how to move it around. I'm going to learn how to buy some things with it. What happens?
Well, you get the velocity of money. Yeah. And so every wealthy person I talk about, you talk about it all the time, right? And you are a living example of this. You'll buy some here, right? You take risk, but then you move it, right? You get the profits, you move it over here, and then you take risk, and then you get the profits and you move it over here.
You've seen a couple of those trades.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them happen and play out. And you're not stationary. When you're stationary, you're not moving forward. If you just like sit there, that's how things die. That's how things don't grow.
And speaking of the velocity, I'm going to say this one last time to everybody. We're only going to push this out on the newsletter. I think 2, maybe for 3 days. At the bottom of the newsletter, in 2 days, we're going to put a private link to a video, unlisted video, and a link to it almost seems like an FBI what is it? Investigation
Yeah,
chart.
with like the yarn. And
Oh yeah, literally. I'm probably gonna make one of these for the tricycle.
Yeah.
Just because I think there's some people in the banking system that are gonna watch this and their mouth's gonna drop and go, "Oh crap, the ninjas figured it out."
yeah.
I think I could be wrong, but we're gonna put this down below. The newsletter is free. We only use the newsletter not to sell anyone's information. We don't market to you other than we tell you when there's sales on courses. But we want to get the videos out because the channel was held back for so long. Thank you, Lord, that it's been opened up again. But we want to get these very small projects, these extremely small market caps. This one's a pretty good sized market cap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still very small, but we want to get this in your hands way ahead of time. I bought XRP at 2 cents. The day before was half a penny. If I had half a penny XRP back then, well, actually, no, I know it'd be worth. But so yeah, so my point being is I'd be sitting with Brad at that point, going, okay, let's talk turkey.
Yep.
So guys, go check it out. Thank you so much, Dylan, for coming on.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, if you guys do not know anything about crypto, Dylan taught 90% of that course. He is a best-selling author in the Bitcoin space, the basics, a Bitcoin 101 accelerator. Okay. Hey, check us out. Somebody, thank you for the super chat, Dan. But I got the course, got crippled Ripple in 4 days. I don't know what that means. Wait, crippled Ripple. But did he get wrecked?
No, it's a cool face. It must have been it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He was able to get it in 4 days.
Finish the course, but man, it helped fast track. Cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's helping some kids at church. That is super cool. So you see, this is what I'm referring to. We don't put our, I'm going to be honest with you. I'd rather you just look at me and go, have more faith in what I'm saying and try something out than me pull up in a Lamborghini and go, look at me and all this crap I bought. Yeah, I could have bought a Lambo. You don't see me doing that. I think that's ostentatious. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
You're the college guy.
It could be.
Is it the right word? Ostentatious when you show up in
the flashy.
Flashy.
Yeah, we don't need to use the big words.
I do fit in. I fit in one. It's like in a sardine can, but I've gotten into one. All right, guys. With that being said, who gives a rip about what I drive? The Economic Ninja and Dylan are out. Yeah, you got it, dude. Do it again.
The snap.
That wasn't loud. Ooh, wait. Okay. All right. Let's do it together. This is
the
stupidest thing ever. All right, guys. With that being said, the Economic Ninja and Dylan, are out. Ka-cha. I'm frozen.